Welcome back, he, she's, theys, and castaways, to another episode of Lord Licorice's Luxurious Lounge, late night edition. Tonight I felt like we needed a darker ambiance after my dramatic imprisonment from King Candy, but I'm back. He couldn't keep me away for much longer, and I'm here to tell you the events of this week. So week 9. Quest board results. This challenge was actually called Candyland Adventures this season. We love a theme. Tom and Noah went so hard for this challenge and thus won immunity. One of their most noticeable submissions was their Lindsay Mia monologue, which was 15 whole minutes long. And for those of you who weren't here for season 3, Lindsay and Mia were on the same tribe, very, very early season. Mia was unfamiliar with Discord, and Lindsay just sent Mia a bunch of messages back to back to back to back to back to back to back. It was this whole monologue. Lindsay was like, "Are you up, Mia? We need you, Mia. Like, you need you, we need you, everyone needs you." When the Mia responded with, "I'm awake." And that has become a bit of a legendary thing for Survivor. However, for this challenge, they were the only castaways to go hard. Everyone else was kind of disappointing. Aaron and Charlotte only ended up getting 5 points for staying hydrated and starting Starburst Town, while Jack and Olivia did end up making it through a couple of the Candyland towns. Not a lot of people went crazy. The super majority was about to take full control of the game, with Olivia as the only outsider, and everyone besides Tom and Noah were more limited on time. So Noah, Tom swept, everybody else busy. It's been a busy couple weeks for everybody, which leads us to our next tribal. Tribal 16, Olivia. This vote was essentially 1 versus 5, with the only castaway outside of the Superpower Alliance being Olivia, which unfortunately made her the easiest target. Olivia's 1 vote went to Jack, even though they were friendship partners, which I guess the friendship wasn't that strong. Next challenge is Mahjong, which we all know to be a Survivor classic. Even your grandma can do it. Castaways had to play Mahjong on a website and match all the titles on the board so that they could clear the board with the fastest time possible. This has come up in a couple of seasons. It happened in season 3. It's happened in several seasons. I'm personally not the biggest fan of Mahjong, but that's just me. I'm not really good at the game challenges. Lord Licorice is much more dramatic and appreciates the socialness of Survivor. Not to talk about myself, but I'm going to talk about myself. For this challenge, Aaron ended up winning immunity with an impressive time of 4 minutes and 6 seconds. So that leads us to Tribal 17, Tom's Tribal. Things were pretty grim this Tribal Council. The super majority, 11:30, Lunch, and Noah, finally had to vote out their own. Based on the strength of Noah, Aaron, and Charlotte's alliance, it was between either Jack or Tom. Tom was considered to be the greater threat of the two, as he had a stronger physical game and had gotten individual immunity more often. In particular, Charlotte was contemplating whether to take Noah to Final 3 or not, and decided that she had a better chance at winning against Noah, especially since the jury is not the biggest fan of Noah right now, which, I mean, they don't know, but they could probably guess just based on what went down for everyone's tribals. Upon being voted out, Tom dropped a very moving speech reflecting on his journey throughout the season and also sang a cover of My Way by Frank Sinatra. Tom's speech and video brought Noah to tears, and it brought many of us close to tears as well. It was very nice to be appreciated as a host because, like, obviously we know the castaways like what we do and appreciate the work we put into it, but having it be verbalized was really, really sweet, and I really do appreciate it, Tom. Thank you for taking the time to thank us, and thank all the production people too. They definitely deserve to be thanked. They are incredible. Our production here was incredible this semester. Oh, and another thing of note is Thomas made a eulogy for Tom. The Tom squad, the Tom duo, is still staying strong. And according to Thomas, Tom was the second realest castaway out there, besides himself, of course. Now, for the next challenge, we had Power Struggle. So this is the last challenge before Final Tribal Council. And if you've been paying attention to the server, you may have noticed that our host team, including moi, have become political prisoners. So over the past couple of weeks, every time one of us had a challenge, we would then immediately get the political prisoner role and would be told to not speak to castaways. So I think it started with either Daniel or Nora, and then I think it was me, maybe Ashwin or Luke, and then Mia. But basically, we all just slowly started disappearing. A couple of castaways picked up on that, a couple didn't. They didn't fully know what it meant, but they started being like, oh, King Candy's kind of taking over, because, I mean, it's King Candy. King Candy's a bit of a tyrant. I didn't say that. No one saw that. I didn't say that. But basically, we were all sent to the Candy Gulag. So, the challenge this time was run by our head whistleblower, Starburst Sarah, who has been on updates here before. Love Sarah. Sarah's an incredible person to do Lord Licorice's luxurious lounges with. So she had enough, along with some other members of production, and they wanted to stand up to King Candy's tyranny and free the host from prison. But this couldn't be done without the castaways' help, of course. So castaways had to travel down a clue chain and get different items from different production members in order to get certain clues that would then allow them to put a code that would then give them immunity. Some of these items included propaganda posters, trains, gold stars, and more. And in the end, Erin ended up finding all the clues and pieced them together to form the code. Open the gates, free my people, with the exclamation point in front of it, resulting in her winning individual immunity and a spot in final tribal council. Other things that happened were castaways kept trying to like give each other the items to like help them progress, but that didn't really work for this challenge because it was like you were supposed to race to get the clues. But they all wanted to try and like help each other in different ways, which like is really sweet that they all like clearly care about each other and want to help each other. But in the spirit of the specific challenge, that doesn't work as well. Charlotte spent a decent amount of time on it and got, I think, the second farthest after Erin. Jack ended up kind of giving up halfway through when he was unable to get, like, the physical hints from people. I don't really think Noah put that much effort into doing it. Noah more so, like, I think he got one of the clues and then kind of waited to see if other people would get the same one. I think he just missed the Erin. Because Noah was with Eliana. I think Erin got to Eliana before Noah did, and Noah, like, was just camping out with Eliana, which, like, I don't know, wasn't interesting. I think Noah just had too much work to be able to fully put energy to this challenge, which is fair. School comes first. So because Erin won immunity, they had to go to Tribal 18, which is the final tribal before FTC. So this tribal, unfortunately, was Jack's tribal. Again, as with Tom's tribal, the closer connections and final alliance with Noah, Erin, and Charlotte were stronger than the alliances with Tom, and they had been promising each other to take each other to final tribal council throughout the game, which unfortunately led Jack to being voted out. But good news, final tribal council this Saturday. So this leaves Noah, Erin, and Charlotte as our final three castaways. We have 2 redheads and 1 non-redhead. Dramatic, crazy. What'll happen? Who knows? What I do know is I have a feeling the jury aren't gonna vote Noah, because a lot of them feel personally betrayed by him and view him as not the person they want to win. Today I actually did Aurora's exit interview, and she was talking about how she doesn't really feel like any of them deserve to win, in her opinion, just because, like, they all betrayed her, like, they all were kind of just a power vacuum that, like, they couldn't get voted out. Which is really interesting because we've had it before where there's been like very clear like these like specific castaways are like power players, and if you don't vote them off then they may or may not get really far. And these 3 in this case ended up getting really far because clearly they're the final 3. But if you want to learn more about Final Tribal Council, you can watch that live on Discord, or you can watch the weekly update that comes after Final Tribal Council. That's enough for me for tonight. I hope everybody has a decent evening. Get some sleep so you can all be there for Tribal Council. Pour yourself a drink and lounge with me later for the last weekly update.